Welcome to the Waterboy and Equipment Manager podcast. My name is Saif Basaria.
My name is Nabil.
I'm Case Charanya. We're not doing this.
I mean, he already started the smokes, and you got to return it later. The Lakers just lost to the Miami Heat, 108-111. That was Game 5. We are headed to Sunday night Game 6. Before we actually get into the intricacies of the game, that was a really good basketball game.
It was a great game.
I don't think I sat down the last 15 minutes.
I think anybody with no rooting interest genuinely enjoyed and was entertained in that game. And both fans of Lakers and of Miami Heat were basically suffering anxiety, heart attacks the entire second half, really, but probably even the first half.
Yeah.
What a game of basketball that was. Obviously, the two outperformers was Jimmy Butler and LeBron James, but I think that this game will be remembered as the Duncan Robinson game. I really do. No, seriously.
No, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Like there's always those games in NBA history finals when we go back, we go, oh, this one specific thing is what really made this a game. Obviously, Jimmy Butler.
Oh, you want to know what's a bigger thing than Duncan Robinson?
Well, what is that?
The slander coming for Danny Green later tonight.
Bro, he deserves all the smoke and more. Case, you and I are about to have a joint rant corner, but we'll get done with the podcast.
Danny Green.
I'm not ranting today. I just want to talk the game. I want to get over with it. Danny Green, I'm going to kill him. I swear to God.
I mean, I'm going to kill both the Markieff Morris and Danny Green. But yes.
I genuinely think I am a much bigger Laker fan than both of you probably combined, because Nabil's a closeted Laker fan and Kaze is actually a Laker fan. And yet you guys are more disappointed than I am because
yes, I was excited.
That does not understand how Markieff Morris missed 6, God knows, 15 feet tall LeBron James. How does that happen?
No. I was excited until I saw who LeBron passed to.
Also facts, yes.
And in that split second between him catching the ball and shooting, I'm like, all right, let's go, Danny Green, make it up. Make it up. You will catch no slander for the rest of your life if you make this shot. And then I was angry.
Every Laker fan sat there and went, "This is the redemption arc. This is the redemption arc." And then he missed.
This is it.
Redemption for me.
You know, Case is what I could.
And then he missed. I'm like, all right, fuck. It's okay. Danny Green, he misses. That's fine. Markieff Morris, offensive rebound. 7 seconds left. I'm excited. Throws it the fuck away.
Quite literally threw the game away.
You know what's so sad to me? And again, Saif said it best. Even from an outsider perspective, this was an amazing basketball game. What was so sad to me is I was hoping Danny Green would pass that shot up and give it to KCP because I had no faith.
No,
Top of the key, wide open three-pointer. This man missed the ball. If you think LeBron's going to give this man the basketball, he is dumb. He is dumb.
All right, let's talk the game actually.
The Miami Heat won the game. It's only right that we talk about them first.
Facts.
What an incredible game by Jimmy Butler. Yeah. 35 points, 12 rebounds, 11 assists, 5 steals, and a block.
47 minutes played.
12 of 12 from the free throw line. Only 1 of 3 from 3, but he doesn't really take threes like that. 58% from the field. Jimmy Butler had himself a game. Surprise, surprise. He needs to have himself a game for these games.
Yeah, and he played 47 minutes.
I mean, he literally played the entire game. There are 48 minutes in a basketball game.
Yeah.
He played 47 minutes in 11 seconds.
Yeah, he sat out for less than a minute. It's fucking incredible.
Whatever is in that coffee, I want it.
Yes.
I want it.
I'm more surprised. Obviously, yeah, he's
I just want to know why the small and the medium are the same price.
Because he's in the bubble, bro. Everyone's going to pay the same regardless. All I'm saying is Jimmy Butler, obviously he scored 35 points. It's amazing. His defense on LeBron was, dude, amazing. The active hands to try to get the ball out of LeBron's hands, he did what he had to do. I mean, it's not...
Look, I'm not saying you're wrong. Obviously, guarding LeBron James is a tough task for anybody, especially when you're also the entire engine of the Heat offense on the other side of the floor. He played a very good defensive game in the sense that the stats will not tell you, but LeBron was frustrated many times in the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was bothering him. He was poking him. He was prodding him. He was everywhere. Jimmy Butler had himself an incredible basketball game. And quite frankly, I don't want to talk that much about him tonight, only because it is almost common sense that Jimmy Butler is great at basketball. Thanks. I want to talk about the other Heat players who did something incredible tonight. Duncan Robinson, 26 points, 7 of 13 from 3. Look, we talked about it in the playoff preview about how there was going to be a game where Duncan Robinson probably has 6 threes. He had 7 tonight, and he was a difference maker, man. He was unstoppable. I mean, the Lakers all series have done a pretty good job, I think, of stopping the Miami Heat 3-point guys from coming off screens and getting wide open shots. Tonight, that was not the case. Duncan did everything and more to get open, and it paid dividends, right? They won by 3. He scored 26 points. That is obviously not what was expected of Duncan Robinson. He played a great offensive game, and he did not get killed on the defensive end, which was the thing that the Miami Heat have had trouble with Duncan this season. He's been baited a lot. He's been switched on. Tonight, that was not the case with Duncan. He was fantastic.
No arguments here, bro.
Thanks. Yeah. And I want to give Tyler Herro some credit. He had some free throws at the end of the game, and 20 years old. I know they keep bashing that point home, but this is game 6. So young. It's a winner go home game, and he hit those free throws like it was nothing. You got to give him
not just Herro. Jimmy Butler hit 4
big
in the last 20 seconds.
Dave and I kept trying to jinx him by saying he's a 91% free throw shooter.
He's not going to miss, right? Like, he's surely not going to miss.
Trust me, you aren't the only ones. Jimmy Butler hasn't missed all night. Maybe
he'll miss one here.
I think tonight the guy who has gotten a lot of shit all playoffs long, every single series, every single game, basically every minute he's played, Kendrick Nunn tonight was very, very, very good. 14 points on 6 of 11 shooting, 2 of 4 from 3. Instant offense. Obviously, he's not a replacement to Goran Dragic, but he did a pretty good impersonation of what he could do by providing points off the bench and some playmaking and ball handling off the bench. In the minutes that Jimmy Butler wasn't completely on takeover mode, Kendrick Nunn was a big factor tonight. And quite frankly, I do not think that anything that happened tonight, besides obviously 26 points from Duncan Robinson, I don't think any of that is not replicable for game 6. All these guys could have a lot of what they did tonight. Bam only had 13 points. That's kind of low for Bam. He's somewhere in that 15, 16 range, and it was only a 3-point game.
Bam doesn't look right, yo.
I mean, no shit, right? Like, he's definitely not right. Like, 100% not right.
No, but see, game 4, or in 5, he looked decent.
Yeah, I think that Bam is really feeling it. He's banging with Dwight in the first bit of the game, and he's feeling the effects of that the entire game after that. Yeah. I think that's really what matters. I really think that's kind of why the Lakers are playing Dwight. They only play him for that small little bit in the
7 minutes at the beginning.
Dwight played 15 minutes tonight, and that's double what he played last game. He played 7 in game 5, right? I think we talked about it. He's in there just to be physical and
so speaking of Dwight, him and Jimmy had a little altercation in the first quarter.
Sure. He messed with the wrong dude.
No, I'm just wondering, like, when they showed the replay, I didn't see what was wrong.
It just seemed like they got tangled up, if we're being honest.
Yeah, look, Dwight's just...
They were tangled up at first, and then Jimmy kind of took it to an extreme.
Yeah, I think that Dwight was just doing Dwight things. He was just mucking it up, being a little, aggressive.
I mean, safe won't say he was being a bitch, but yeah.
No, look.
He was being an agitator. It's not being a bitch.
Here's the thing, right? Dwight
is in there for his antics.
Yeah, so the thing is, Dwight is doing the role that every single team hates to play against and loves on their team, right? He's the guy that kind of pisses other guys off. And I genuinely like, and again, if I'm wrong, hit me up on Twitter or hit us up on Twitter. Case, you want to plug that Twitter?
Waterboy Manager. Look, you do something right.
I learned from you, man. I learned from you. I'm trying to get better at it. But look, if you just...
All right, if you're getting better, hit me with the Instagram.
We're just going to completely hop over that Instagram.
Well, I was going to hit it in a minute. But anyway, so the thing is, listen, if you disagree with me, let me know. Let me know on Twitter. But I genuinely don't think Dwight Howard is a dirty player. I think that he has a job and he knows how to do it. But
no, not at all.
I don't think he's
an asshole.
Yeah, I think the distinction is important. I don't think he's out there trying to hurt anybody. I think he's just playing with high aggressiveness, a good bit of physicality, but he's trying to play within the realm of the game.
He's playing good playoff basketball, if that's what we're going to call it.
And by the way, if anybody can appreciate it, is the Miami Heat, who are a team that prides himself on physicality and playing basketball the right way.
But you know who is being a bitch?
Who's being a bitch?
Jay Crowder.
Yeah, that too.
Sorry. He's doing some little shit that the refs aren't really calling, but I see it. And as someone who plays a lot of basketball in the paint, that is some of the dirtiest shit I've seen.
Point it out. Tell me what the listener is missing, or what maybe we're missing. Bro. What did you see?
All right. So when you watch LeBron go for a rebound, an offensive rebound in particular, you'll see Jay Crowder come up and hook over his elbow. It's not a box out. He's literally just hooking him to stay on the ground. And then there are other plays where he's grabbing the jersey and the shorts down low in the crowd so you can't see it.
Interesting. I generally wouldn't describe Jay Crowder as a dirty player. I think again he's one of those physical, hard to mess with kind of guys. He's been fine. Honestly, I think a Heat fan would tell you that they would rather see Iguodala play because Iguodala's just been better, especially the last couple of games.
Facts.
One of the craziest things they were talking about on the broadcast tonight was the 25th time Andre Iguodala and LeBron James have played a finals game against each other. That's incredible. That's incredible. By the way, they also did tell us that I believe the record is 36.
38.
38. Do you know who the players were?
Wait, 38 games?
38.
Jerry West played Bill Russell and someone else. I forget the name.
And Sam Jones of the Celtics.
Sam Jones, 38 times.
That makes sense if you actually.
It makes sense. Yeah. It definitely makes sense. But look, back to the Heat. They played great on both sides of the court. No duh. I'm not saying anything that you don't already know as the listener.
I think it was a great game both ways.
I really enjoyed that basketball game.
It was a game of fringes, and the Heat had just that extra little bit tonight. I mean, 3 points tells you everything you need to know. Let's move on to the Lakers. LeBron had 40 fucking points. 40 points.
Right, so look,
rebounds, 7 assists.
Let me go, because this might be the only time I have something nice to say about LeBron James on this podcast. But that man was absolutely fucking phenomenal tonight.
He was trying
Every time he got the ball, I got excited.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of you who don't know me, I'm not a LeBron fan. Never have been. Probably am now because that performance was just spectacular.
He was very good tonight. Anthony Davis had 28 and 12, 3 assists, 3 steals, and 3 blocks. Obviously, the defense of Anthony Davis is something that is I can't even tell anymore. Is it slept on or is it properly understood? I don't even know because I feel like we talk about his defense all the time. The listeners,
I feel like it's so good, people take it for granted.
Maybe
well said.
Yeah, that's probably pretty accurate
because they put him on Jimmy Butler tonight, right? Like I think to start the game.
Not even tonight. Last game.
They let him close out Jimmy. They let him close out Jimmy.
It's big. Everyone clearly sees how good of a defender this man is that they're putting him on their best player. You know?
Yeah, he's been incredible.
There was a little clip show during the game where they showed videos of him guarding Kendrick Nunn, then Jimmy Butler, and then Bam, and then Tyler Herro. Like, this kid's fucking great.
Crazy part about AD's defense isn't even like, obviously when he guards the guy, he's great, but his help side defense is also insane as well. When the guy blows past like one of the Laker defenders, his ability to come back in and just stop them is absolutely insane. I mean, I watched it tonight. Before he really hurt his ankle even worse later on tonight, he was everywhere on the defensive side of the court.
You know, that was the one thing I wanted to talk about. That I swear,
bad.
Since before Anthony Davis was a Laker, when he was on the Pelicans, there were times where Anthony Davis, he just falls in a game and you think he's dead. Yep. Like he's not coming back. And the guy's a goddamn warrior. He comes back every single time. I'm not sure what to make of it. That man, literally every time he hits the ground, my heart stops.
There were a couple plays where he got up slow, and I'm like, "Fuck."
Yep.
Well, the initial time he went down tonight. I mean, that scared the hell out of me.
We thought it was an Achilles.
Straight for his Achilles, yeah.
We thought it was an Achilles right away. And by the way, we're not crazy. There were literally Twitter doctors saying that they thought it was an Achilles as well until they saw the replay.
Because his foot the top of his foot scraped.
Well, guess what, guys? We're Twitter doctors as well.
I meant like
actual doctors. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. But look, thankfully, it was not as serious as an Achilles injury. It definitely still hobbled him in the game, especially when a second time.
At first, when he came back, he looked fine.
Yeah.
But that second re-aggravation where him and KCP got tangled up, it was bad. You could see the limp.
I mean, I just hope that he gets whatever he needs to make sure he's good to go for Sunday night because obviously.
Yeah. AD, if you need any tendons, ligaments, muscle, whatever you need, bro, hit me up.
We ain't using him. You got it.
Yo,
buddy.
I'm definitely not using him. You got it.
You got it, man. You got it. Anthony Davis was good.
Shit,
tonight.
You need a new ankle? I got you.
Yeah, but the star of the star of the show that not named LeBron James, not named Anthony Davis is obviously
Kentavious Caldwell Pope.
16 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, 6 of 15 from the floor, so not great, but still 40%. So I guess that's good. That's not 40%. How do you even get that number? Anyway, 40%, 3 of 8 from 3, 38% from 3. Danny Green, not Danny Green. Kentavious Caldwell Pope had a great game 5, had a great game 4, had a great game 5. It is the weirdest thing when we as Laker fans or even basketball fans get to sit there and say the third best player of the Laker was Rondo at one point. It was Markieff Morris for a game. It has been Alex Caruso time and time again. And for the last 2 games, it's been Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. That is the weirdest thing to say out loud because in any other circumstance, it would not be acceptable the third best player is those guys, except for when the dynamic duo ahead of them is quite literally two of the best or the one of the best duos in NBA history. It's definitely not the best, not yet at least, but it's definitely one of the greatest duos to ever walk the ground or to ever walk the court. So I guess KCP is an acceptable third option.
Well, I will say the KCP we're seeing.
KCP coming for that Finals MVP, bro.
The KCP we're
seeing. He would need 9.7 million points in Game 6.
Oh, it went from 1,000 to 9.6 million.
Yeah, I think that's what it would take. He would need 9.6 million points.
Yeah.
Or if all he would have to do is score like 25 points and allow Jimmy Butler guard him the entire game, 47 minutes and 11 seconds tonight,
and shut his ass down.
And Jimmy gets 0 points, which is quite literally impossible. So my point is KCP's not getting no Finals MVP.
I know it's a joke.
Seeing a different, like the KCP that we've seen in the like for the Lakers in the past and the KCP we're seeing now, two completely different basketball players.
So I think KCP finally realized where the Lakers are.
I agree. Yeah, probably.
And he can taste the ring, and he's like, "Ain't nobody stopping me from getting this bitch."
Maybe that's why I have the confidence in wanting him to take the shot. I don't know what it is, but I want to.
So I would much rather him taking the shot because he's been so much better these past 5 or 6 games.
What was it? The last minute and a half or 2 minutes in the game, KCP hit that 3 to put them back up by what was it, 1 or 2?
1, yeah.
By one.
I mean, dude,
it was a heavily contested 3.
Yeah, he's just always been there.
Well, always is a stretch.
Sorry,
but he's been there in Game 3 and Game 4. Sorry, Game 4 and Game 5. Here's the thing, right? I know that we can debate this all day long. We really could. No, yeah, but I'm saying we could debate this all day long. Danny Green, wide open 3, top of the key, with time to dribble and set his feet. That's a good shot. He just missed. It is a good shot that he just missed.
Not only is it a good shot,
right?
It's a shot I guarantee you Danny Green hit at least 50 times in the pregame warmups.
I'm sure it's a shot that he's hit in his career countless amounts of times. You're absolutely right, Case. He knows how to hit this shot. I am sad he missed, but I'm not mad.
You know the worst part about all this? The first make for the Lakers was a Danny Green 3.
Dude, I thought he was. Dude, I hate when he.
And the last miss was a Danny Green 3.
Look at that.
Do we live and die by Danny Green? Is that where we're at right now?
No. We live and die by LeBron James and Anthony Davis, and we almost won. We almost won a game that I think that the Lakers played reasonably poor defense the first quarter and likely
the first 2 quarters.
Yeah, likely at least half of the second quarter. And obviously that goes hand in hand with the Heat were also just really good on offense, right? Yeah. Sometimes good defenses cannot stop good offenses. The Lakers are very good defense over the Heat. I think the Lakers played very poor defense. The Heat got a lot of good threes. They started off shooting, I think in the end of the first quarter, they shot 50% from 3. The Heat are a good 3-point shooting team. They're not 50% from 3 good. No team in the league is 50%. It's not a knock on the Heat. It's just saying that's not statistically sustainable. Even the Lakers in game 1 shot 50% from 3 for a half and then came right back down to 37 or 38% by the end of the game. It didn't matter because they were up by 30 at one point, but that is what happens, right? When you shoot 50% from 3, eventually you're projected for a downslope, and the Heat didn't really slow down. They kind of, they finished the game shooting 42.4% from 3. That's a really good night, I think. And the Heat are going to go back and say, hey, we did okay. But look, in a game that ends with 3 points, there is no singular moment besides the.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
It really ended with 1 point.
Yeah, because the free throws on the other end.
The garbage time free throws.
Chuck of a shot.
Oh shit! Yeah. You guys are absolutely right.
It was a 1 point game.
Yeah, it was a 1 point game that whatever. I still think the Lakers will win in 6 games. I thought the Lakers were going to win in 5, so I have been wrong before. But I will say that all of us on this podcast, I believe all of us, called Lakers in 6 on the finals.
But Shaban.
And plus Shaban, of course.
I miss you, buddy. I said but Shaban. Shaban called Lakers in 5.
Did he? Well. Yeah. Well, that's why he's not here. I'm just kidding. No, Shaban's enjoying a nice little mini vacation.
He's got his vacation. We'll have ours.
Well deserved. But But look, it was a really, really good basketball game. And I think that's the biggest takeaway. Fandom aside, as a basketball fan, that was a fucking great game.
I will tell you, as a basketball lover, I have not seen a game that excited me as much as this one in a long time.
Well, Nuggets beating the Clippers game 7, but just saying. Just saying. I get your point. I'm just being a dick about it. That's on me.
It's okay. The Clippers did blow a 3-1 lead. Don't forget that.
Did blow a 3-1 lead. That did happen.
It happened like a week ago.
Y'all are in the finals. Why are we still talking about the Clippers?
Because fuck the Clippers. What do you mean, why are we still talking about the Clippers?
That's why they're watching y'all at home on their couches. Who cares?
No, they're in Cancun, bro.
Because there are literally Clipper fans in my mentions talking shit to me on Twitter. Go get a life.
All the time.
Go get a life.
Who's a Clipper fan?
Go to my Twitter.
You'd be surprised.
There are people talking shit on Twitter. I don't even tweet that much.
Bro, Kobe retired and they took off the Laker jersey with the Clipper jersey underneath. That's exactly what happened. There's no Clipper fans.
Maybe. But anyway, look, I think we did a pretty decent job recapping game 5. Game 6 is Sunday night, 7:30 p.m. on ABC. It's a Sunday night game, so they're going to try to avoid Sunday night football. We'll be watching the Laker game. We'll all be watching the Miami Heat game.
Yeah, I don't care to watch the Vikings and Seahawks play.
Yep. But for Nabil, Kays, myself, and Shaban, who's not here, we'll see you Sunday night. Thanks for listening. See ya.
Bye.
Bryant for the win. Bang! Kutzke for 3. You got